What the clean version says? We
Oh,
live,
you
baby.
know what? I did not send that to myself. I could do that.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
that?
we live though. We live. You gotta play. You gotta play the theme song for at least for now. The theme song that's for now. Where's that? Shit?
Z. Let me tell you what happened to me today. Man, I went in the studio, was supposed to be in there 2 hours. Dre had me in there 6 hours. I tell you, niggas gon' nig if you let them. Niggas gon' nig if you let them. Seen red flags when you met them. Knew you shouldn't have fed them. Cause niggas gon' nig if you let them. If they all about jacking, then you might have to dead them. Oh, yeah, you bet them. Yup, research and vet them. After you set them, then you know you can get them. Cause niggas gon' nig if you let them. Oh, boy. If they ain't about business, then you might have to tell them. Niggas gon' nig if you let them.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
You might have to check them.
If they
What's
ain't
going on?
about truth, then you might have to check them.
So what? Repeat the hook again. What you said? What's the hook? How the hook go?
Niggas gon' nig if you let them.
Uh
If they ain't about business, then you might have to dead them.
huh.
Niggas gon' nig if you let them.
Mm-hmm.
If they ain't about truth, then you might have to check them. And I see
Gotcha.
you've been doing a little bit of that with the is this your king and Steph Curry and the LeBron James conversation. They seem big mad out there. Y'all that don't know, Detravius is an agitator.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. So what's going on, brother? Welcome everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm the host, Detravius, but this is the Hustle Hour. I got the co-host Charlie Hustle, Deacon. Well, you Deacon. No, you
You Bishop. I'm Bishop Bingham and
you
you
Bishop.
Deacon Detravius.
Yeah,
Welcome
yeah,
to the
yeah, yeah.
church.
Welcome to the church. That's what this. We gotta come up with a new name for the podcast. Maybe it's gotta, but it's not a podcast. It's live, like the church or something. I don't know. But what's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, life is good. God is still great
God is great all the time.
all the
So
time.
so I got the let me exit out this thing,
All
the
right,
screen.
Freddie. We see you. What's up, Freddie? Shout out to Freddie Johnson.
Freddie Johnson, that's my big cousin. I just met her through ancestry.com. It was a long story. That's gonna be a part of my book, man. But she's
Okay.
like close cousin. So she is my my paternal grandmother's brother's daughter. That's what we think it that. But I just met her recently. Like we haven't met in person yet. But we talking everything. So what's going on, man? Let's get into it, man. What you want to talk about? You want to hop into this this Steph Curry real quick? Because we gotta talk pop culture real quick. You
Let's
want
let's let's get it, man. Today, for the people that don't know, we've been grinding. The Travis just came off a panel for podcasters. Facebook giving me all these advertisements about podcasting and microphones and all of that stuff. So they all up in the business, but we ain't talked about an agenda. We just gonna do this. So
yeah.
Steph Curry, it is.
Steph Curry it is. So I did put I put Steph Curry. Well, I didn't put this in the thing. Said Steph Curry. I put Proverbs. I want to talk to you about Proverbs because I know you're
Okay.
heavy into the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Finish up the review on J. Cole. And then
Mm-hmm.
the book review, I'm not going to even lie to you. I didn't finish the book only because there was so much stuff going on. But
Yeah.
but we're gonna go with it, man. We got to keep the momentum coming so we can have, one day hopefully we can have the problems but not have the problems that the Joe Button show had.
Yeah, did they resolve? I thought I saw an apology after he got drugged by like Kevin Hart and some folks.
I think he apologized, but man, after you destroy like these people, your friends, right?
Yeah,
After you destroy them like that online in front of people, I don't know how you come back from that, man.
yeah, that's facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's just me, and this is why I don't like. Obviously, we know people that's from the hustle, Howard University School of Law. For people that doesn't know, that's where the Charlie Hustle come from. That's where the Hustle Hour come from. If obviously we've seen people get destroyed that we know from our school online, and personally, be outside of popular belief, I never went on somebody personally on when they was having troubles.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything is you can. I don't delete posts either, so you can go back and check to see who said what. I never was the person that jumped out there and was like, "Yo, he wilding," or nah, that wasn't me. You know what I mean? So we don't gotta bring no names up. It's been multiple people, but I've never been that person. Even if I wasn't even necessarily friends with them, it's just that like if you know a person and you know they're going through something like that, this is different from Joe Button, but like you just don't throw your people under the bus like that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, no, I didn't know that they was like close friends like that, but yeah, from what I could gather on the Joe Budden situation, man, like you publicly embarrassed them and it was intentional. You knew what you was doing. And my mom always taught me that friends are far and few. So she used to make sure I was clear, like, no, that's an associate. You got friends and your associates, and I just don't think friends in any way seek to kind of embarrass other friends outside your friend circle in front of the associates. Now, me and you, we could clown each other. We friends, but that's just like the HBCU PWI thing. You can talk about HBCUs to another person that went to an HBCU. The PWI step in there like, nah, this ain't your place. You calm down. You laughing a little bit too hard. You know that was our generation. Like, yeah, friends, we could clown each other, but somebody come from the outside and he high and giggling like, nah, this ain't for you to be doing that, bro. No, you got to know your role. And I think that applies to this Joe Budden situation as well, man. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I've been talking to a couple people about it, but I said, you know what? Like, and Rory and Maul said this on their little response. They should have known better. It was. They had hints of everything, but everything makes more sense when you in hindsight, right? But like, this is what he's known for. He's known for the accidents in public, for lack of a better word. Like, he's known for the car crashes in public. Like, everybody's watching him for that car crash. You know what I'm saying? And you don't think it's gonna be you because that's your quote unquote mans in them. But like, like, it is what it is. I just wouldn't have handled the situation. But I'm not Joe Budden. That's why he's way bigger than I am. I wouldn't have did what he did to people that I consider a friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The car crashes you say he known for. I know about, I guess vaguely, Tahiri, because she was like beautiful and bad. What other kind of public car crashes has he because you're a Jersey guy, so y'all got all the tea.
Yeah. So he had so Tahiri, that's an ongoing situation. Well, it used to be an ongoing situation. He had the situation when with Eminem. Him and Eminem had a falling out, and he went crazy on Eminem on the album review or something like that, and saying him and Eminem aren't friends. He had the Charlemagne explosion. Then he had the what's one of them? Oh, was the Wu-Tang? You remember when he got punched in the eye by one of the Wu-Tang associates? You remember that?
Punched him in the eye?
Yeah, somebody punched him in the eye, man.
Wow.
Because he said he would rip met the man head off or something crazy in a battle, and they didn't take that lightly. So when Raekwon seen him, Raekwon had his peoples with him, and one of his peoples put hands on him. So this is years ago. I'm surprised you ain't see that, man.
No, man, I didn't keep up with the jersey.
Yeah.
Joe Budden is like, in my mind, he's like a C star. He's like a C level star. He's not like, you ain't Jay-Z, Drake, or anybody, and you ain't the next level down either. And maybe he ain't made I ain't clowning him, but he ain't made an album in a long time, right?
Yeah, he said he doesn't make albums anymore. So
I kind of knew him because of the song he had a hot 16 a couple of times, but it really was his girl for me. It was scary for me. Like, yo, okay, yeah, you winning, light skinned dude, winning right now.
So I won't destroy my friends in public or my associates, people I know, but I will destroy Steph Curry though.
No, let's have at it, man. What you got to say about Steph Curry?
Yeah, it's funny because I didn't say the one thing I might have said about Steph publicly all year. I might have maybe 5 posts about Steph, if that. The one thing I said publicly, I said, this is his time to show us what he could do without Klay Thompson, right?
Mm-hmm.
So behind the scenes, shout out to Dan, shout out to Ed. We got a group chat. Dan be having the hottest takes in the world. Like he's basically what's homie name? Skip Bayless. He's my real life Skip Bayless. You muted. You muted yourself. Yeah, he's my real life Skip Bayless. Like his takes on LeBron and anything that he could flip to put hate on LeBron is crazy, and he would do it. Yo, his takes be so crazy. I literally be saying like, yo, bro, do you write for Skip Bayless? Like, how do you come up with this stuff type of stuff? So make a long story short, so behind the scenes, we've been in this group chat for two basketball seasons now, right? So one group chat got exploded because my man Ed was like, yo, I can't take Dan flip-flopping and his just hot takes and him not standing behind anything. So he destroyed the chat. So then we created the chat again this year. And like I said, publicly what I said after Clay got hurt, this is see what he gonna do without Clay. Behind the scenes, I'm like, yo, like, so after Houston got rid of their team, they stars, I said he's not gonna make the playoffs. Like, this is when Houston was together, right? So after Houston, I said he has a chance to make the playoffs, but he's probably not going to make the playoffs. So Dan is going in like, yo, this guy's the greatest thing ever. This is what he did to LeBron. Look what he did to LeBron. So, what's funny is that everybody forgets the season is mad long, yo. Like, Steph balled out all season, but he really, really balled out the last month and a half or so, right? Like, he had games where he only scored 11 points and he shot like 10% or something crazy. You know what I'm saying? 13 points. He had multiple games when he's below like 15. You know what I mean? But he's Steph, right? And he went on a cold streak, but like for the last 2 months he was on fire. I'm not on Facebook like that, but when I got on Facebook here and there, I was seeing like Will Nesbitt atting me on stuff. I said, yo, bro, you want to put money on it? Like, is he gonna make the playoffs? That's always been my stance. Is this man gonna make the playoffs? And Dan's going crazy behind the scenes. Yo, it'd be great if he takes out LeBron. What are you gonna say? I said, yo, relax. Let's just wait. We're gonna wait and see. You want to put money on it? How much you want to put on it? Never bet, right? Make a long story short, Trave ended up being right about your boy Steph Curry.
He is who we thought he was. No distance, but the greatest shooter ever.
The greatest shooter. He's the greatest shooter ever. He seems to be the media darling at this point. Because I'm like, yo, how does a dude that's one game above? So before the play-in, he was one game above being out of the playoffs. How is this guy the MVP, man? But I don't know how the MVP works. So how is this dude the MVP?
I know people, I agree. He's like the media darling, and I see the comments, and it's like, well, he didn't have much to play with. The same way we do with LeBron, we're going to give you, okay, that's the standard. LeBron didn't have much to play with, but he still made the playoffs, went deep, and y'all still didn't give him the MVP, though. So even though you got Ja Morant, even I think LeBron himself said MVP, and that's probably because LeBron was out most of the season. So it's like, yeah, I ain't going to start my own personal campaign because that wouldn't be realistic. I don't know if you make him the MVP and you can't make the playoffs, despite your team. Most valuable player, and I think we've talked about this in the past, where it's, people got different definitions or whatever. Yeah, to that team, you are the most important player, but there's other candidates that are like the most valuable player on their team, but they made it to the playoffs. They got winning records. They didn't have the expectations on them wasn't that high either. And I think I saw a comment from you. I'm like, yeah, Chris Paul is my guy for that. He's old. Y'all been underestimating this guy. Golden State, you only made it one of them years because my man's got hurt. When he was in Houston, y'all knew it was a wrap. Everybody knew it was a wrap until he couldn't play. Then you got your confidence up. But Chris Paul got a dog in him like Russell Westbrook that they just don't make them dogs no more. I don't even know, and some people probably going to consider this blasphemy. I don't even know if Kobe got the same type of dog as CP3 and Russell Westbrook. because Kobe wasn't underestimated and he got championships early. He's still a killer, but that dog in CP3 and Russell Westbrook, man, it's different. And they have to deal with CP3 ain't dealing with as much hate as Russell Westbrook, but Stephen A. Smith be on Russell Westbrook like your boy Bayless Skip be on LeBron. Like, man, why is you so mad, bro? The dude is killing it. You mad about his MVPs? He can only do what he can do. He a team player, and I think LeBron catches some of that hate too because he's a team player. But LeBron got the chips now. LeBron know the cycle. He got the psychological aspect of the game where, look, y'all Jessies ain't gonna disappoint me. If y'all do, I'm gonna get the most out of y'all by using reverse psychology or whatever I need to get y'all to perform so we can win this chip. I think that's the distinction between LeBron and CP3 and Russell, because CP3 and Russell will do it all themselves. Like, forget it. We know CP3 will.
Yeah. That's my issue. So people like, yo, you hate Steph. I'm like, yo, I actually like Steph a lot. I just think that he's overrated. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the reason people like, wow, what do you mean he's overrated? He's the best shooter ever. I said, yo, like, he's the best shooter ever, but do you think he's the first and only unanimous MVP? Let's start right there. Yeah. That man is the first and only unanimous MVP.
No hate.
No hate at all. Like, so if you don't agree with that, then he's overrated. But if you agree with that, he's not overrated. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, how you talking about Jordan? This is the people we've seen play. Jordan, we've seen Kobe play, Shaq, Duncan.
Dominant players.
Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
LeBron, obviously. Jason Kidd. We could get the list is long. You know what I'm saying? So to say this dude is the first and only unanimous MVP.
And he only played one side of the court. Yeah. That's like overrated. That's a good point. That's a good measuring stick there. Ain't no way he the first unanimous MVP. You got to even throw Iverson in there.
Iverson. I'm saying this is the people we've seen play.
Eric Snow and Aaron McKee. And who else? Who was the rest of them bums? Larry Hughes to the finals.
He had Tyrone Hill was on that team, I believe.
Yes.
Was that before or after Mutombo?
That's like LeBron when he first kind of hit the playoffs with his bum teams. What's the tall guy, the center? Ilgauskas.
Yeah.
Man, he had, what's the Drake line? You Shane Battier, stay in your lane. He took these bums to win it. And you're right. And there was no unanimous MVP because everybody else get a little hate. So when you say the darling, I'm with you on that. We is agreed. Yeah. Forget what everybody else say. We agreed on that. That's the measuring stick. If you think he the first unanimous MVP ever,
the first and only unanimous MVP at this point in time. If you think that, then he's not overrated. If you don't think that, then he's overrated. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going back and forth with any of y'all at this point in time in my life about this joint. So y'all can argue amongst yourselves because I ain't changing my opinion on it. But yeah, man. But I mean, honestly, I want him to make the playoffs only because it would make it more exciting. But I didn't want him to make the playoffs just so I could be like, I'm right. Be on my petty vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so let's talk about I wanted to hit the Proverbs joint with you, man.
All right. What we talk about?
So I've been reading Proverbs. Me and my mom, we have so recently, I guess within the last couple months, we've been she wanted to make it a thing that we talk every morning and pray every morning. I don't know if it's because she saw the church that we be shooting live.
That was gonna be my question. Like, shout out to my dudes, my Bethia.
Yeah, she don't be on Facebook. At least she claims she don't be on Facebook. She might be like one of these other people that always claim they ain't on Facebook, but they on Facebook. So so she so we've been reading, we've been doing, we've been praying every morning, and then we've been reading from Proverbs. And the reason I said Proverbs is that one of my neighbors, when I was at law school, he lived downstairs from me, and he was saying like Proverbs matches the month cycle. So he said you can read one proverb a day, and you go through the whole Proverbs throughout the month. So that's why I chose Proverbs. But the reason I want to talk to you about it is because, like, I feel like, bro, if you could distill like the religion of it and patriarchy, if that's the right term I want to use right now. Yo, the Proverbs is yo, if you live by Proverbs, son, yo, you gonna be all right.
Hey man, I'm a living example. I hope the viewership, especially the hustle folks that be lurking, see the growth and development. And I want the people that's part of, like, quote unquote, the real church, the religious people, to see, man, you can have impact and influence people in a positive way without beating them upside the head with the Bible. So in my book, I make it clear, Proverbs raised me. My father wasn't giving me that wisdom, but my mom told me, look, this is the wisest man writing to his son. Why wouldn't you follow this wise counsel? And so, man, one of my favorite Proverbs is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. And that's when did you order your book from me?
Yeah, I ordered it from you. Yeah, you gave me a generic what's the name too. We're gonna fight for that when I see you in person.
Well, that I looked online and that was like the council. You don't put people's names because they may be gifting the book or whatever.
Got you. Makes
my
sense.
general, for those that don't know, if you ain't ordered a book,
I ordered 2 books, matter of fact, and I've got 2 joints, 2 generic writings, yo. But we'll talk about that later.
So the generic writing that he talk about is, when I sign them, I put God loves you, Proverbs 3, 5 through 6. And what that says is, acknowledge him in all your ways and he shall direct your path. It say a little bit more, but that's the key that we want to focus on here. And man, I am a prime example of that. We talk about this if this ain't your first time attending the church. I say we all got a little DMX and Earl Simmons in us. And mine is, I got Mr. Good Game and I got Charlie. And despite Mr. Good Game, what I've always tried to do in life is make sure that I acknowledge that I am what I am by the grace of God. All of that wisdom in Proverbs, it teach you about finances, how to raise your kids, all of this new philosophy about don't whoop your kids and all of that stuff. The Bible says, spare the rod, spoil the child. So, mine gonna catch the rod. I don't care what psychology say. They gonna catch that rod. You get out of line, but it teach you how to deal with women, how to deal with men, or how to deal with relationships, about drinking, where your heart is, that's where your treasure is. And we talked about this, man. People have taken one proverb and built whole philosophies around it and sold books and prospered and never gave credit to God, like as if this is a new thing, like Think and Grow Rich. All of them principles, that's right there in Proverbs. So I'm glad you hitting it, man. That raised me, and it's raising my son as well. Where I fail, he knows you got somewhere to go to get some wisdom.
Yeah, and I think
Proverbs, y'all.
Yeah, so this is a great segue. I'm not in my building. I'm in this working space. So I'm just saying people. Yeah. So this is a great time to talk about the sponsors. Your book. Yo, talk about your book. Sponsor, drop the sponsorship.
Brought to you by the death of Mr. Good Game, My Struggle to Get Sober. Forward by Dr. HUSL Hour. Go catch that thing on www.thedeathofmrgoodgame.com. Find me on Instagram, Charlie Bingham Jr., Facebook, Charlie Bingham Jr. as well. And we got the public speaking website, charliebinghamjr.com.
Damn, bro.
You see how I got it out there? We getting better, brother. We getting better. By episode 100, we're going to be crisp.
We're gonna be Chris. Yeah, I gotta so I'm sponsoring this episode too. Check out my follow me on IG, dbethia.esq. Follow me on Twitter, dbethia_esq. The website is thebethia.com. It's still under it's up, but it's being updated weekly. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be like, I'm gonna have a little blog there also, but that's gonna be where all my stuff. So I'm gonna centralize everything that I have. I'm growing in this space, brother. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get to the checks. So I'm centralizing everything. So it's gonna be links to everything that I'm doing: consulting, speaking, lawyering. It's just gonna be sexes. I'm I'm taking this from Tim Ferriss. You familiar with Tim Ferriss?
I'm not.
Oh, we gotta one of our books we're gonna review will be a Tim Ferriss joint.
Okay, that's what's up.
But Tim Ferriss, he basically is this guy. I think he got famous off the 4 Hour Work Week. That was his book, the 4 Hour Work Week.
Okay, I heard of that.
Yeah, and basically what he does with his book, with his personal brand, right? He has a central page. It used to be the 4 Hour Work Week, but now I think it's timferriss.com. And he basically, when you go there, it's like has all his blogs. He has all his
social media
and all that type of stuff, and what he's doing, all available in that little one hub. So he has it. So that's what I'm doing. Now I suggest you do it too, because you don't drop like 3 pages, man.
I got charliebinghamjr.com. It links to
everything else
to where you could get the book. But yeah, all my Instagram, all of that stuff. Maybe that's just what I need to say. Go to charliebinghamjr.com.
Yeah. And then y'all gotta hit the Cash App. This thing costs money. The StreamYard. I don't even think y'all see the logo no more because I pay for it. That costs money. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, invest in the kingdom, y'all.
Yeah, invest in the kingdom. Don't let the Lord, let that money go to waste. You know what I mean? You don't spend it on some liquor you don't need this weekend anyway. But anyway, all right. So let's get into. We got to finish up J. Cole. I got a bone to pick with you about that, man.
Okay, let's go.
It started off strong, bro. Like very, very strong. The first 5 joints. It really ain't no bone to pick with you. It's really with J. Cole. It started off super
track, go ahead.
Yeah, it started off super strong, but then it ended up. It's not trash by any stretch of the way, but it's the rest of the album ain't as strong as the first 5 joints though.
95 South hard, My Life hard, Applying Pressure hard, 100 Mil that's my jam. I like Pride is the Devil with Lil Baby. Heck, it ain't much more after the first 5. I mean, it's only 12 songs.
So let me rewind.
I get what you're saying. He go back into his intellectual stuff. He starts with Cam on some Negro go nig stuff.
Yeah.
And he builds up like, look, I gotta tell y'all who I am because y'all act like y'all forgot. Then you got the J. Cole 21 Savage feature where 21 Savage, I saw somebody say 21 Savage killed J. Cole on his own track. And I'm just like, yo, man, y'all still ain't. J. Cole is a little bit ahead, but he does go intellectual on family issues and all of that stuff for the remainder of the CD. But I rock with that because I can relate to all of that stuff.
Got you.
But I get what you're saying, though. He does go back to the J. Cole.
Yeah.
Bangers like street hits.
Yeah. So it ain't even necessarily that they had to be street. I think it seemed like it would be interesting to see like what he releases when it comes to like his social media and because everybody comes out with other stuff to add on to the project, like the behind the scenes stuff. Like, did he record these at 2 separate times? You know what I'm saying? Like, did he start recording, like, they say he started recording pre-COVID and then he stopped and then he went back post-COVID. You know what I'm saying? And that makes sense because it doesn't sound like the music sounds the same, but the content doesn't necessarily sound the same.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like this, it seemed like with the beginning, the first 4 or 5 songs, he was bridging the gap between like our generation, right? Like, like that weird generation that's between Gen X and Gen Y, right? Like that bridge, like we at the end of Gen X, but we started Gen Y. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It seemed like he tried to bridge, like, so he got the Cam joint, he got the what else he flipped? Like beats that was album cuts that came out when we came of age. And it seemed like he was trying to bridge that, and then he just went on to traditional J. Cole.
I think that's a fair way to put it. Yep.
Yeah, but it's not wrong with traditional J. Cole. Just I ain't really a fan of the traditional J. Cole.
That's the fold and close J. Cole. Did you listen to the song that I told you before? What was it? Rise and Shine.
Yeah, with the beat.
That's a different J. Cole.
Right? Yeah.
He can go in and he talks about that on one of those songs. Like, man, y'all act like I can't do this. Like I do that. I just choose not to do that all the time because that ain't where I'm at. I'm trying. Yeah. He reminds me of you, Detravius, actually, and here's what I mean.
Yeah.
You made it a thing, and I'm with you on this, that we want to slip a little bit of medicine in with the entertainment with this this whole concept we got going here. I feel like that's what J. Cole be doing as well.
Okay.
In fact, some of my students, the younger generation, after they listened to the album a couple times, what their takeaway was, I got to get my life together. If that influence that you have from your album, I think J. Cole is cool with that, and that's what he wanted. But he gave you just enough ignorant stuff, starting off with Cam, because everybody know Cam is ignorant. He ain't on nothing intellectual at all. Ain't never been. He's Laffy Taffy now laters and pink suits and pink Range Rovers. He's gang diplomat all the way, pure ignorant. But he's the culture though. I mean, he got his own language. He created his own fashion sense and all of that stuff. So he's relevant. I'm not saying he's not relevant. So J. Cole slipped a little bit of relevance in there, but he also gave you some medicine, and I can rock with it. But I get your take about after that it ain't no more bangers. The first 5 is like the other ones you listening to, like, okay, yeah, that's my family too. Or I get that. Yeah, that's how I be feeling. Or I need to do that too. It's some get yourself together type stuff.
Yeah. So let me ask you real quick to jump and shit from pop culture to talk about investment a little bit. Have you been following the cryptocurrency market like that?
As much as we talk about it on here, and that reminds me too, we got to get where our boy at.
Corey.
Yeah, Corey.
Corey ain't hop in today, yo.
Huh? Yeah, we need that crypto, Corey. Where you at, man? Joel, we said it right this time. Where you Jesse's at?
Joel, I'm gonna start calling you Joel, man. If you don't get back on it, yo, Joel.
Let me tag Corey and Joel. We need that crypto.
Yeah, so you saw the market tank, but nah, you haven't been paying attention at all.
Tank, I think, is relevant.
That's true, absolutely, because it went up thousands of percent just this year alone. So going like to have a retraction at even 30%, like you still up crazy if you.
Here's the thing that and it kind of touches on what we talked about last week. Who understands pulling money out of crypto and the digital wallets? It ain't too many Joels and Corey's out there, but we know now, especially with this Dogecoin thing, that it's a lot of us involved. So who is pulling enough money out to impact the market to where a single crypto will go down based on what Elon Musk says? That ain't us. Look, Corey I'm trying to stop this bleeding everything down, Jesse's. I don't know what to do, waiting for the bounce back. We know it's going to come back, but the people pulling money out, maybe I'm underestimating us, but I don't think the people that I know that's invested in crypto is that sophisticated to where they pulling it out based like I got enough profit. Everybody in Corey, if Corey had stayed in, he'd be super rich. He talking about bleeding right now, but he's not really bleeding. That's what people got to realize. You don't lose until intellectually in your mind you say I've lost and you give up. In the stock market, giving up is selling at a loss.
Yeah.
Or selling at a profit because you're good and you're not trying to be greedy. That's cool. But then that person who sells at a profit ain't in their mind saying, I took an L or I took a loss. That's the stock market is just like life. It's unrealized gains and unrealized losses. But them unrealized losses don't necessarily hit you until you
make them realize. Yeah, you realize.
I give up. All right, I'm gonna sell it because you can still be getting a dividend from certain stocks.
Yeah,
but he losing, the stock price might have gone down. So let that be a lesson in life, y'all. You don't fail, you ain't lost until you quit.
Yeah, so I was
affirmative action to quit.
I was so I don't know if I said this on this show or not. I might have said it in a group chat that I'm in with Corey. Is that what I have? I was sleeping on crypto for years. And I let me run. I wasn't because Corey be like, yo, you was hating on crypto for mad years, and Michelle said
you was mad on it.
I might have said it in a group. So now what I was saying was, and this is always my position, it's still my position. It's not going to replace currency, like the currency we all know and love. it's a different market. You know what I'm saying? It's its own. It's basically a new stock market for IP, because you can't touch it, right? It's a new stock market for IP and ideas that didn't exist 10 years ago, or maybe it did, but you know what I'm saying? Like this is that's what it is. So it's going to be buying and trading between those things, and it's never going to be stable enough to be used for everyday functions, right? Because like, why would you sell? Why would you? So for you as a consumer, so it got to make sense from the consumer and from the owner, right? Or the person that's producing. Why would you as a consumer buy a car with Bitcoin, right, 3 years ago, if you knew what it was going to cost, what it's going to be valued at today? You know what I'm saying? So
I get
one big, yeah. So one Bitcoin, say one Bitcoin, to keep numbers simple. Say one Bitcoin was $10,000, right? And you brought a car with 3 Bitcoin. That's $30,000, right? You did that 2 years ago. Now Bitcoin is at what, $30,000. So in your mind, you like, yo, that 3 Bitcoin is $90,000 now. Like, why would you ever put it in the marketplace like that if you believe that it's gonna go up? You know what I'm saying? He said it's just a correction, is a marathon. We still in the race. And what I told the brothers in the group chat, now what I'm, so Joel, after all these years, I think I took a shot at him on publicly. I said, yo, you was doing a horrible job educating me and selling me on crypto, yo. I said, I got on Coinbase. I said, yo, it makes a lot of sense on Coinbase. And then when we had him on the live, he started making a lot of sense. But before that, he wasn't really making sense to me like that, right? Using multi-syllabic words and trying to sound smart. Like, yo, I'm smart too, but yo, you can't be using like these technology. Like, yo, if you break it down into drugs or something, like, you know what I'm saying, that we all relate to, or soda or something. It ain't got to necessarily be something negative. Break it down to something. But anyway, make a long story short, what I told the group chat, when I'm telling you, what I'm telling all the viewers and the listeners, is that what I am all the way in on is human greed.
I'm a push back on you on something, and it's kind of historical. I'm gonna try to be very brief. Before we had a dollar, an American U.S. dollar, the way people exchange goods and services was through bartering. I give you these carrots for them horses. The value is you place a person places the value in the things that they bartering or that they want. Like, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. If you look at it and you said, well, why would you, in your example, give 3 Bitcoins to purchase a car when you think that the Bitcoin is going to be worth more later? It's the same thing with the US dollar. It's just kind of what they tell us, because we know that there's inflation and appreciation of the money, like $20 today, or no, let's even go just $1 today. You know, $1 when we was coming up, they get you a quart of soda. They get you 2 bags of chips, some Doritos or some Fritos or some Funyuns, and it gets you a penny candy bag of 25 candies. That'll hold you for the afternoon as a kid. You sit on the porch and go through the candy and the chips.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you how petty I used to be back in the day, but go ahead.
I want to hear it too. But now $1 ain't gonna do nothing for these kids. The 25-cent bags of chips that we knew, it doesn't work. So our money fluctuates as well, just like the Bitcoin does. So at any given time, if you need, let's say, that car and you got Bitcoin, it's basically a barter. There's a possibility this Bitcoin could go up, but right now I ain't got the cash, or I don't want to spend the cash. I value the cash more, so I'm gonna give you this for the car. And when you look back later, so what? The Bitcoin went up. What did you do with the car? How did that add value to your life to justify within yourself? Like, I'm cool. That Bitcoin, had I held it, is $90,000 now, but if I didn't have this car, I wouldn't have had all of these experiences. And I placed this much value on these experiences. So I say that to say, hey, man, I don't think that's gonna age well with the it ain't gonna never be a real currency. It's cities out there that's moving to this stuff. And especially as the US just continues to lose their standing on the global stage, like China coming for us. Russia gonna get us back. Russia is petty.
You said
They
Russia
gonna get us back for that Cold War stuff. And you know what we did after World War I, and this some geeky stuff. But y'all go look at it. We made a deal after we won the war. We decided what was going to be driven by, like what was going to be used as a currency. The US dollar came out on top because we won, but it was tied to oil. Now, what's happening? Oil ain't king no more. It's data. And America has a lot of data. And we saw this kind of with Trump putting a ban on who was it? Was it WhatsApp? Or whatever, as if our American companies don't do the same thing. That's why you see, and this is kind of in my field, geeking out with data privacy and security. That's why the European Union is like, nah, we understand that our citizens' data is worth something. You just can't be transferring that stuff back and forth and not give them no rights and just taking their stuff. Even if they give you permission because they ignorant, we know the value of that data. We place a value on that data. So I say this digital thing, man, it's coming. And I wouldn't be so quick to dismiss, oh yeah, these cryptos ain't going to be used for nothing. I don't know.
Nah. See. We flipping.
Did I put some words in your mouth?
Yeah.
Go ahead, clarify.
Yeah, so let's put that on a list to talk. We should have like a put that on. Let's put the European Union conversation on a list to talk about next week.
Okay, and you can tell us about how petty you was before you go.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you that, but I'm gonna push back. So real. I don't like the term real currency. I might have used that. I probably said that. I try to say replace. I don't think it's gonna replace, and the reason why is because it just fluctuates too fast. So for example, your example that you gave for soda for the dollar, right? That's the changes happen over 20 years. It didn't happen over a week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, and also I'm giving the consumer end on a buyer's end. How do you what's the word I'm looking for? How do you get your books in order and do profit and margin if you're doing everything on Bitcoin when it's fluctuating? How do you even know where to price your things at?
That's Forex though. See, here's the difference with the American dollar. The global economy is involved with the American dollar. So one fool like Elon Musk ain't gonna change the fluctuation and the value of the American dollar as quickly as we've seen happen with Bitcoin. But as more people get on these digital currencies in more countries, I don't think it's going to fluctuate as quickly and it's not going to be as volatile.
It is going to get that's the word. It is going to get to a point where it's not as volatile, and that's why I said I'm betting on human greed because more and more people want to keep coming in to get to a point where, I mean, obviously there's S coins, right, that they call them. They ain't going to really be, you probably not last. Well, Dogecoin was started as a joke, you know what I'm saying? And it's probably here to stay. So I agree with you. Once it becomes stabilized, it's going to be easier to move back and forth. But it's still like, I'm thinking from both the consumer and the producer, it's going to be difficult to do like any type of to create price points on things based on the price of a Bitcoin if it's going up and back down so fast. You know what I mean?
You know how that's going to change?
How that's going to change?
I look at it as the same thing with corporate America. Corporate America now is bring your own device to work. That's because people was like, yo, no, I don't want to use that BlackBerry. I want to use my iPhone. Y'all going to have to find a way, or that's not going to be appealing to me. When consumers start saying, I don't want to spend my dollars, I want to go where they accept Bitcoin. I think that's going to happen. Same thing with the tap of the credit card. You know, some credit cards, I ain't trying to stick it in no machine. Definitely not trying to hand it to you, Mr. Taxi Driver. So if I can't just tap a screen with my credit card, then I'm good. That's where entrepreneurs and the market is going to drive it. Same thing with Cash App. I'm a black man. I mean, not Cash App, but Uber. I'm a black man. I'm tired of being disrespected trying to catch a taxi. Somebody create something for me. And as more people be like, oh yeah, this is convenient, this adds a value, then that's the way. So I think the market will dictate it.
Yeah, we got Fire Will Winter with the fire. He always got the fire takes and trolling people. He said Corey Barnes of occurrence is just a Ponzi scheme. I don't think it's a Ponzi scheme though. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think it's at a point where most of these things is sustainable. And that's with any new technology, right? Anything that's new. It gotta be shooken out. Cause I remember back in the day when I was going heavy in the stock market and I was day trading, I had like stocks. The stock that killed me was Earthlink. Do you remember that?
I do. The service provider.
The service provider. I had went all in on Earthlink, and that joint tanked, and I didn't know how to stop my losses.
Well, that's why you got to diversify. But I feel you. Look, our job, and this goes to Will's kind of point. Our job, our generation, is to make sure that we don't just fear what we don't understand. Because I think with this Bitcoin thing, that's kind of what we're saying, because we didn't understand it. We instead of learning about it, we clowned it, joked it. But apparently it's made a lot of people rich, and we ain't one of them because we allowed our fear to paralyze us. And instead of trying to learn something, we just dismissed it. So my plea to the audience, not on just crypto, take it out of crypto. I'm not necessarily advocating for it. I was just pushing back for the audience. That's what we do here at the HUSL Hour. Keep an open mind about stuff. You never know when an opportunity will come, but you miss it. And I'm sure it's a lot of older black people out there that could tell you in their life they probably got regrets because of an opportunity that was presented to them. They had a chance to learn, but instead of learning and putting in a little bit of work, they clowned it. Negroes gonna Negro if you let them. They clowned it and they missed out on the opportunity. That's all.
So I'm gonna tell you the story I used to do when I was a kid, right? So what I used to do with a kid, so I used to have I had a couple hustles, right? So yeah, I probably, anybody from back in the day, y'all could chime in on this joint, yo. So what I used to do, because they probably didn't know I was doing this either. So what I used to do, say the dude that used to live across the street, his mom, she was on drugs. I ain't gonna name her name. I ain't gonna name his name. He ended up getting killed, right? I mean, people that know. But if you don't know, you ain't gonna know. So, drug dealers will always be around. So they used to send us to the store, and they'd be like, yo, keep the change, right? So what I used to do is, when he sent us to the store, I used to keep the change, buy what I wanted to do. So we all come back to the little block, right? And all of us had candy, whatever. So what I used to sit back and do, I just sit back, be laughing and they be laughing and giggling.
I had a foster brother like that.
Yeah, be like, I be looking at him like, yeah. They be like, yo, I got this new flavor, like the two-tone now laters and all that. Like, yo, let me get one of them. Eating them. So they eating all they joint.
And then tax them, huh?
Yeah, I pull out my bag. Hey, yo, if you want some of these Tootsie Rolls, yo? Because they had the flavor Tootsie Rolls, that penny candy. And all.
I remember. Yeah, strawberry.
Yeah, I said, yo, so I was like, yo, if you want some of that, you're going to have to give me whatever. But that used to be my hustle. I did it so often, I'm surprised they didn't catch on. But maybe kids just didn't have enough discipline to be like, yo, I'm not going to just, let this
rabbits my candy. Yeah. I had a foster brother who'd be like that. And then after everybody finished, he'd eat his stuff nice and slow.
Make
it look real appealing, take his time till you ask him. And then he want to tax you some way. Somehow you're going to clean my room. You're going to do something. Shout out to Darius Heron.
Yeah. So, Corey, I've been looking at some of this Web 3.0 stuff that's on the horizon. A lot of it's going to be based on blockchain tech to bring us faster, more efficient internet experience. So, Corey, personally, I think I told Joel this too. And he agreed, but he did the Joel thing and used some multi-syllabic words and said a whole bunch of nothing after he disagreed.
Like T.I.
Yeah. Like, he definitely like T.I. That's a good one, yo. Yo, where's your well at, man? Get him in here so we can clown him, so he can get back on. Or so he can educate us. I ain't gonna say clown because people, people be sensitive, right? Um,
Mhm.
so blockchain as a technology, like there's this thing called and you probably could talk to this because I know Microsoft got this coming up too. It's supercomputers, but they got a name for it.
Quantum
And it's
computing.
quantum computing, and quantum computing is like 1,000 times more advanced than the blockchain. So I'm not convinced on the blockchain aspect of it. So that's why I said that I believe it's just going to be a new stock market. We just going to call it the crypto market, where we just in and out of these joints, converting them to dollars when we want to take profits. I think that's going to be the way for at least the foreseeable future. And I think by the time it becomes quote unquote sustainable enough, where it's not doing crazy ups and downs, I think quantum computing is going to be right around the corner. So the blockchain technology is going to be, because really, if we know about if we know about quantum computing already, it's already outdated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you got to think that's what we know. Like, what's on the horizon that we don't know that they already got in development?
Yeah.
Like
DARPA.
like the government doesn't spend billions of dollars in government contracting and wars and all that for, you know what I'm saying, for us to be behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's facts. I got I'm going to, in the spirit of Joel, let me pontificate. Looking at the trends, looking at how we are so addicted, and we ain't talked about it on this podcast, but I know you're aware. There's a show out there on Netflix called The Social Dilemma. Seeing this, and it shows how they use persuasive technology to hook us in. Our time and attention is the most valuable thing. That's why the advertising, that's why Facebook's so big. They got so much information on us and our desires and the things we like and don't like that they can persuade us, or at least they pitch it to people who's trying to sell goods and services. They can persuade us with targeted ads. Given how folks is so addicted to social media, and I don't buy this. Oh, I don't be on social media like that. Oh, in my mind, when people say that, I'm just thinking,
You on social media all the time.
Oh, you're a lurker.
Yes,
You just ain't gonna hit nothing, but
yeah.
you're a lurker. But that makes you feel good. Whatever. You lying to yourself, but whatever. That's cool. Everybody may not fit in that. I'm generalizing, but there's a good number of people that I know that say they not on Facebook or social media like that, but they be on social media like that probably more than the people who actually comment and do that stuff. They just can't keep it real with themselves. They designed this technology to persuade you and grab your attention. Knowing that, you pair that with quantum computing, forget the cryptocurrency stock market. The next thing is people want to escape reality. And we probably going to look at the trends. It starts with the porno. The porno industry uses technology to their benefit. Just like we see OnlyFans with Instagram and how people making money there. What we're going to see with quantum computing, which is going to be 1,000 times faster internet, just like we saw with the video games. When we were coming up, we had a Nintendo or a Sega. When that cartridge started acting up, we had to blow it. We had to get the alcohol with the Q-tip. Everybody had their own tricks. You usually had somebody in the neighborhood who was good at getting the game started. But if all else failed, we had to go and play because technology wasn't ready for us. And we was losing time trying to fix it. When we don't have to wait on the internet and we could jump in and out, we seeing it with NFTs, non-fungible tokens. But what you're going to see is these virtual reality worlds. We're going to want to escape reality and we're going to want to go there. That's why I love the movie The Matrix, because some people, their life so bad, they don't want to be here. I'd rather be in this dream world, sleeping or whatever, hooked up to a machine. And quantum computing is going to give us that ability. So our job, if we looking way ahead, and there's this book called The Inevitable, maybe we'll have to read that. I read it a couple years ago, talking about technology trends and kind of riding the waves. We want to create the world where people want to be. where they can feel good. Everybody want to feel good about themselves. How can I make people feel good about themselves and cash out at the same time?
So one of my clients and one of my good friends now, and brother Brandon, when we have our conversation, I always say, yo, we gotta embrace capitalism. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta embrace it in the way that we are comfortable with it. We don't necessarily gotta be, I
Greedy.
haven't cursed. Yeah, we don't have to. I haven't cursed this whole episode, man. That's the look at Black Jesus. But we
Mama
don't have
Dukes, your prayers is working.
So we don't have to be the greedy mofos, but we just should need to figure out how do we get on the opposite of end where we can use it and also take advantage of it, give back or however we see fit, and also have a comfortable life. You know what I'm saying? But we should talk about NFTs. Let's put that down too. NFTs for next week. We're gonna talk about the EU with the data. That's a great point. So I'm gonna do my homework on my side because it seems like you're way more educated on it than I am. So I can so we can have a deep conversation about it. And yeah, man. So yeah, with the quantum computing, I think it's gonna be crazy. It's funny, like, back in the day when like we showing our age right here, like when NBA Live used to come out, or not, like let's say they came out with Lakers versus Celtics, right? Remember that joint? That was on what? Genesis.
I remember.
And then they came out with like Bulls versus Celtics, whatever was next, and you be like, "Yo, this joint look real." And then if you go back and look back at that joint now compared to what's going on today, you be like, "Yo, like it's not even close to what's going on today as far as games go."
No, not at all. And I'm typing a comment. Start thinking about what you would do with much faster internet. What is it that you would do with it or would want to do with it?
You know what also we got to do, man? Just as people, and I put it out there in my group chat that I'm in, a couple of them, and Corey be pushing back on me, and you hit on it too. Like, instead of clowning something, learn about it. And I'm just gonna add on, like, instead of clowning, like, instead of saying you don't have time to learn something, you do have time. We all got 24 hours in a day. Like, learn NFTs, right? Because we just talk about that. Like, yo, people are making millions of dollars off of it. Why don't you jump in and try to learn it? You know what I'm saying? NFTs. Learn about Facebook marketing. Learn about LinkedIn marketing. Learn about Twitter marketing. Learn about a new language. Like, we all have the same 24, man. It's people that are leveraging all these platforms that we're all on, that we all deny that we're on, to their benefit. And so it goes back to embracing capitalism. We got to put ourselves on the other side. We can have fun on it, but let's also figure out how to monetize these things too.
I think Joel, we need a new cryptocurrency that we could tell the people to push, something that's cheap. You and Corey, we done assigned y'all the task. As a people, we're gonna invest and start pushing one particular type of cryptocurrency for the culture. We just gonna hold it. We have the same power as a people that those Reddit people have, and we just saw what they was able to do. Some of them that's been a part of that, they started early and they cashed out and they got paid, so it didn't hurt everybody. So think about that. I think you're right, Detravius, though, man. As a people, I counsel, my mentees, you got to know your number. And J. Cole actually talked about this. It sounds real arrogant, but it's true. When you get some money, you realize money ain't everything. What is the
Jesse Coin?
That's Jesse Coin. Hey, that's it right there. Go, let's create it. Jesse Coin. Look, if it got black anywhere in the name, I think our people would jump on it. We make a killing. But we got to know our number. Like, what is it that I could live comfortably with, live the lifestyle that I want? Because life ain't about money. It's about how you impacting people. It's the influence that you have. Money comes from influence. If you get influence, you can get the money. That's what this whole social media influencer thing is. They didn't start with money. They got the influence. They inspired people to follow them. When you can be an inspiration to people, then the capitalists see, oh, can I borrow a little bit of that influence for my interest? I'll pay you because I'm gonna make more money based off your influence. So our job should be, how can I have a positive influence? And I got something coming for you, brother Detravius. You're gonna be like, this Jesse here. We coming, y'all. We got some ideas. I gotta get some trademark and stuff going on, but I got you. And this is gonna be speaking it into existence. People will be able to come back and see these videos and be like, you know what? Them Jessies did it. They done inspired me. I'm gonna do the same thing with my peoples.
Yeah, I think we coming up on an hour. How much time you got left? Because we got parting words and all that good type of stuff.
I'm Gucci, brother.
You Gucci. All right, so we can go a little bit.
21.
2021. So no, I saw you know what we could review? We could review Social Dilemma, because I saw that movie. I saw it a while ago.
Yeah.
But where I was going for, so where I wanted to put the build on or elaborate, because like what I had to do for myself, and I'm a pretty disciplined person at times, right? What I had to do for myself was put a time limit on my social media on my phone.
Yeah.
So Facebook, I only do 30 minutes a day. Instagram, 30 minutes a day. And what's crazy is that, like, I've been pretty busy the last couple of weeks or whatever, so it hasn't even been really an issue. But like, I'm not even getting close to it now, because I'm like, yo, like, I know if I'm going on Facebook, it got to be for a specific person. I'll go in there and comment, shoot a jab at Will or somebody. But I know, like, I'm not going back. One, I just made a decision to myself that I'm rarely going back and forth with y'all ever again. Rarely. I'm gonna do it every now and then because it's entertaining, but I'm not gonna go, because one, you ain't changing no opinions, and two, y'all be saying some wild stuff and y'all be switching words up, and I'm like, yo, bro, like, what I just wrote is right above what you just said. Like, what you just responded to. I didn't write that, yo. You know what I'm saying? And the inevitable. Okay, cool. So we're gonna send me that link, because I gotta put the link on the thing. I'm gonna do the good reads. I'm gonna get back into that.
That's just a summary.
Okay. So my point being is that, like, all of us on social media, right? You gotta figure out how you control it versus it controlling you, at least most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, if you watch a Social Dilemma, if you saw one of the founders, I think it was a Facebook, he was on there talking about how they designed the system to keep you on. They talk about that in the Social Dilemma too. How they design the system to keep you on the platform.
Yeah.
Like, nothing is and to think that you're gonna outwit billions of dollars of R&D, millions of dollars of R&D, you know what I'm saying, and hundreds of people on staff, that you're gonna outsmart them, it's probably slim to none. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But humans, we are arrogant and all that. We think we're if you ask every person in the world, are they better than the average driver? They're gonna say yes. You be like, yo, Russ, statistically, do you know what average means?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's just what it is, man. So you got some pardon words. So Marius, I think I'm pronouncing his name. Marius Anton, you got your whole government out there. You black too. Marius Anton Darasol.
That may be a woman, brother.
Marius, it might be a woman.
It looks like it's a lady in the profile.
I see. Maybe it is. How do you pronounce your name? How do you pronounce your name, Marius? Is it Marius? Am I pronouncing it right?
But she's right. They gamifying the system.
But the system been gamified, bro.
Yeah, it was created to gamify. Just like Facebook. You are the product.
You are the product. So
ain't nothing free in this world.
Yeah, like, you think.
So hit our Cash App.
Yeah. Definitely hit the Cash App. So yeah, so going back to, we can end it on this. Like, when you sign up for these things, just go to Redefine Print. Is available on all streaming platforms, at least the popular ones, the podcast. That's my podcast. If you think if you think that these platforms are quote unquote free, you're wrong. Like what you're paying with is your data. And they're flipping your data on the market. They're flipping your data to ads. I purchase ads. You know what I'm saying? They flipping your data. Like when you sign up for these things cost millions of dollars to run. These companies, millions if not billions of dollars of companies to run. They are
negotiate the contracts.
yeah, exactly. So they are when you sign up for them and you think they're free, they're actually not free. What they're doing is they're getting your data, they're flipping it, mining it, selling it to people, and that's how they make billions of dollars. And that's how you can have access to this free social media platform. But I'm gonna end it on that, brother. Then we can come back next week. Oh, we didn't even get to the book, but I didn't read it all anyway. I didn't listen to it all
We'll
anyway.
get it. The Pursuit of, if y'all following The Happiness of Pursuit, check that out with us. We're gonna talk about that next week.
Yeah. So what you got? Any
parting words?
Oh no, let's see. Anybody have any questions for us? Y'all got any questions, concerns?
Corey and Joel, I'm serious. We need that crypto. Y'all go find one that seem to have a worthy cause that ain't expensive, so we could start pumping one. How much is my data worth? We need legislation so we could get a cut of the money made off our data. That's what that whole European Union GDPR is, the acronym. I forget. General Data Protection something. But the America, our government done sold us out. The European Union was like, nah, because we ain't got none of those companies. We ain't going to let these American companies come in here and get all this data on our citizens and do whatever the heck they want with it. And our citizens don't have no rights. So it took like a little white dude who was like, yo, I want to pull all my stuff down. And he had a hard time. So he sued them Jessies. We know the court system works for them. So like Facebook and all of them, even Twitter, all of these, that's where those rights come from. Like if you want to say, nah, erase all my data, I don't want you to have nothing on me. Let's say the Travis decide he going to run for president in 10 years. Well, we know right now, if you know Detravius like I know Detravius, his web browser history and his social media, that ain't gonna get it. Well, I don't know, because we had Trump talking about them in the mid sections. I ain't gonna say the word. This is a holy podcast. I mean, the bar is set pretty low, but if he wanted to erase his stuff, he now has the right to erase it. Or say, just give me everything you got on me. And if you can't, guess what? Those companies going to have to pay a whole bunch of money. That's essentially what it is. But your data is worth a whole lot. And Black people drive culture. There's this video out there. I guess it's the first Black president of Yale. And he goes on and he has this side-by-side video showing how everything on TikTok is Black culture, but they done found a way to profit off of it. Some of the most famous TikTok people take faces and things that we always took for granted because it's our culture. They redefine it and do it, and everybody jump on it, this new generation, and they make a whole bunch of money. We saw that with like the Fortnite dances. Fortnite that made billions off of dances that we have been doing for a while.
You was doing the stinky leg. They made money off the stinky leg.
They made money off all that. Corey, your point is true. But if the tech companies was companies that was in Europe that was paying them big taxes, we probably wouldn't have seen that law. But because they can't get a cut, just like the marijuana industry, it's like, nah, you can't do that till I figure out how to get paid. That's capitalism and greed.
So I'm just going to end it with this because, if I was to ever run for president or anything like that, what I'm going to do, well, I actually have a book already done. I just got to make it to layman terms, right? For the layman readership, right? But if I'm going to do it, I'm just going to write a book and I'll just give you all my Pornhub searches. Yeah, I'll give you all my Pornhub searches because they ain't crazy in my head anyway. They not crazy. Like I ain't looking at no bestiality porn.
Who's your favorite star? The people want to know. I think we had this conversation at the HUSL years ago in the back.
Yeah. I don't have I don't.
He lying.
Nah, I'm trying to.
Everybody got a favorite star.
No, I'm trying to think of who would be my favorite star. I don't watch enough to have a favorite star now, but back in the day it was
Okay, that's
it,
fair.
it was a skinny pinky, not the fat one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, skinny pinky back in the day in like the early 2000s was on
I do
fire.
remember that. We had
Yeah.
that conversation because mine was Cherokee. Back in the day. You remember we was like in con law or something in the back. It was like me, you, Max, and maybe Jay John or somebody, man.
So basically, yeah. So y'all pray for us because we never said we had it all together. So we y'all pray for us. But also, if you're not going to do the Cash App thing, which I can really do, that's going to help us a lot, is the like and comment on these joints, because that makes it go. The way the system works is the more likes and comments something get, the broader the range gets. So if y'all not going to donate the money, you could do at least like the joint and put a comment or something. I mean, we would like the Cash App too, but if you don't,
I'm gonna tell you that love it. Then put the heart on there. Don't just give
the heart. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got mad options now. The heart. Yeah, do that so we can spread it. And I would like to thank everybody for tuning in, because the numbers they are growing. I didn't put any money behind the last week episode, but because I wanted to see how I was going to do organically. But the numbers every week. The numbers go up, and every week somebody hit me that I don't think is watching. And like, yo, I like what you're doing. I like what y'all doing. And I'm like, yo, like I didn't even know you was watching the joint. I didn't even know you was on Facebook like that.
That's real. My manager hit me up like, yeah, y'all got good chemistry. Like, huh? Yeah. Okay, you watching this? Shout out to Candace. She could come on, be a sponsor for the weight training. Abs is made in the gym. Corey, don't you got a shoe business?
Abs are made in the kitchen, yo.
I mean the kitchen. Yes. Yes, the kitchen. I'm eating my celery and carrots.
Yeah. Corey done ate off this Dogecoin, man. He don't want to send me no money though, but that's cool.
All right, we ready for the prayer?
Yeah. Hit us with the prayer.
Nobody had no question. Well, Corey had a question. We good? Oh, you know who didn't tune in? Cool. The real pastor.
Oh yeah. Jason Moody, Pastor Moody.
Yeah. Tell Pat we missed you, Pastor. We missed you. All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Heavenly Father, thank you, Lord, for all that you are. We thank you for your grace and your mercy and working with the Travis and us, shaping us. We thank you for your patience and your love. We just pray that you will continue to have patience with us, shape us into the people that you would have us to be, and allow us to shine your light to everyone that we meet, and to be a blessing to everyone that we meet. In your son, Jesus' name we pray. Amen. That's the church.
Amen. You gonna take us out with the theme song? But nah. We need the clean version, yo. We got the Jesse's. You're gonna say Jesse.
Yeah, look, hold on. Let me see. I tried to email it to myself when this started. So maybe if my phone will update, I'll have it on my phone for the next one. We good. I'll get it on the next. I don't get. Hold on. We can't go nowhere yet. I don't Cash App. I'll get one of my youngin to do it, or give me another alternative. We'll give you all kind of alternative. What kind of alternative you want? Other than the like, shout out to Shondell. We like that.
Yeah. Shondell, that's my sister, yo.
Oh, so like your real sister?
Huh?
Like your real sister?
Yeah. It's complicated, but yeah, it's something like that. Not all right. Blood.
I got the ninja version ready too. It came up.
Go ahead. Let me hear the ninja version, yeah.
All right. What kind of alternatives we gonna give Shondell?
Yeah, you got
love it for now, Shondell, and have your youngins Cash App something.
We got Zelle. I got Zelle.
Yeah.
I got
I got them all. Venmo. Sound like she anti-technology. That's like when your people be like, hit me on the first. Okay. Theme music.
Yeah, you wilding. All right, take us out with the clean version of
all right.
Ninjas gon' nig if you let 'em. Seen red flags when you met 'em. knew you shouldn't have fed them. Don't dig if you let them. If they all about jacking, then you might have to dead them. Bet them, yup, research and bet them. After you set them, then you know you can get them. Don't dig if you let them. Oh, boy.
So if you listen to this, ninjas gon' nidge if you let them. Yeah.
And
so,
then what? Say the hook again.
Ninjas gon' nig if you let them. Wait, look, I ain't singing it in the. Hold on, I'm finna tell you the whole.
Yo, how you gonna forget your own song, yeah?
Man, look, ADHD. You know, a brother be doing all kind of stuff, man. Ninjas gon' nig if you let them. Seen red. Oh, that ain't the hook. That's the first verse. Ninjas gon' nig if you let them.
It, yo. Yo, we ended this joint, yo. Yo, everybody, we see y'all next week. Yo.